The following is a special presentation of Extreme eSpeed TV, your new home for everything iRacing and eSpeed.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family-owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Pro Late Model Dirt Series here on Extreme eSpeed TV. I am Travis Piercefield, as always, joined with Adam Johnson, and tonight we're here at Kokomo Speedway, Little Bull Ring in Indiana, for the Rain Dodger 60, as racing action is back after April off. Adam, I know you got a new Subaru Outback last month. What else is new for you in your world here as we're back to racing action tonight?
I'm just happy to be back way down in Kokomo. And I'll tell you what, I got some good time with the family. Our broadcasting contract negotiations were heated last week, but we were finally back in the booth together. And I'll tell you what, we're coming in at a great time this season. It's going to be a jam-packed month of May, and it all begins where the drama left off, and that's going to be with Dylan Perry at the top of the championship point standings. Behind him, though, there are the two Brandons of Brandon Combs and Brandon Marlowe, quickly catching up to Dylan Perry. So Brandon Combs, 3 wins on the season, 5 for Dylan Perry. He could inch a little closer with a win tonight. It looks like the field's not too large right now, so there's opportunity for all, quite honestly. It looks like 13 cars I'm seeing registered at the moment as you get a look at that 22 machine. Brandon Bender getting some lap times around the track, but no, it was good to kind of rest the voice. I went on a little darkness retreat. Came out in pretty bad shape, quite honestly, after that. But here, and this is kind of my therapy to be back. And, I saw, we had kind of the drivers meeting and some other things we were going through earlier today. We saw Leadfoot Larry, and it's good to see him back here. I know it's been kind of a rough off season for him, and the run-ins he's had with Joey, kind of off the track. But we're focused for the action on the track right now. You got 8.5 minutes there in practice, and you're right. We're gonna have some interesting camera angles tonight. It's a track that is well known by the series, as many of you know if you've been following along on Extreme eSpeed TV. But it's gonna be a unique one, to leave it at that at the least. And you see right there, there's your victory lane. We don't know who's gonna end up there, but we're excited.
An exciting night it is. I'm almost excited as you were when you got that Outback from your cousin's friend Vicky, who sold that over to you. Of course, shout out to everyone watching here tonight. Have, of course, our biggest fan, old Memphis. He's actually down in the infamous North Beach, down north of Miami tonight. So all over the world watching here tonight for the Pro Late Model Dirt Series. Little brother Andy was out setting up cameras here at Kokomo Speedway all day. So we should have exciting action and plenty of great views. As you saw during hot laps here, best times on the track. Dylan Perry, not a surprise up top. He has not been the fastest throughout practice and qualifying here as of recent in the series. Always a competitor and a chance for victory in that feature. But coming with some speed tonight, Combs second, Swaney in third, fourth Marlowe, and then Aiden Young up in their fifth. As you see right now, we've got a dirty dozen out there on the track. Looks like we have Kenny Haight and also Evan Hinkle, both in the work area, have not been out on the track yet.
No, not yet, but you're right. You talk about Perry and Combs. Just so happen to be also top 2 in the standings, and you see Swaney trying to work his way back up. He is currently 13th. Could maybe, with a good run tonight and some of the guys not in the field, could crack that top 10. Very possible. And, of course, Brandon Marlowe, 3rd in the standings, 4th in practice right now. So it's going to be a unique. You see this track, just look how rigid that surface is right there, and you can see it now on the left side of your screen. Sun is setting, should get pretty slick tonight. And so with that, you mentioned the 12 drivers, 2 more trying to get in past inspections and all that. It's going to begin. We're not, I guess I could say, we're not slowly rolling into the month of May in the racing, and we'll cover that a little bit later tonight, but it's busy, so strap in, get something to eat, get something to drink, tune in, tell your friends, and we got a heck of a race for you tonight here from Kokomo.
That we do as we wait, see if any other cars unload here as we head into Kokomo. Kicking off some of our summer racing action here. As mentioned, we've got 3 races coming up in May, some more into June as we head into those hot summer months around the season, of course, as it's really going to start to heat up both on and off the track as we look to crown another champion here during this 2024 campaign. But for now, we'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk Houston Guttering time trials here from Kokomo Speedway. You're watching Extreme eSpeed TV.
This is the premier podcast for late model dirt track racing. This is Forward Bite, hosted by superfan and actual know-it-all Kyle Armstrong on the Speed Sport Podcast Network.
Welcome back to another edition of the Forward Bite Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Armstrong.
Introducing the latest technology in the racing industry, SpringRithm. SpringRithm is an app that can replace a spring smasher, giving you access to the same information the fast guys are using to stay ahead. The app tells you where to set your coilover nuts to hit your install loads and tells you the dynamic loads that the car will see in travel. It also simplifies adjustments at the track, giving you the information needed to adjust loads without taking the shock off the car. SpringRithm has been rigorously tested to ensure accuracy. There's no excuse to not be using SpringRithm.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
Welcome back to Kokomo Speedway as we get ready to take on Kokomo Speedway here for the Rain Dodger 60. Pretty self-explanatory tonight. 60 laps in this feature event tonight. "60-lap feature here. We'll have Houston Guttering time trials, our carrier heat races as usual, and that will set the field for tonight's event. Kenny Haight, Evan Hinkle did get out on the track, each completing 10 laps during that practice session. So there is the checkered flag waving. And that will take us to Houston Guttering time trials, Adam. And looking at the speeds from hot laps, you've got to think Dylan Perry is going to be someone to reckon with here throughout the evening, even for this quick time during Houston Guttering time trials.
Yeah, and as dominant as he always is, in the main event, he's also kind of one that he doesn't show his cards, immediately, right? And so I think you're going to see maybe. I mean, I'm sure he'll put down a great time, right? But when it comes to the carrier heat races and the Houston Guttering time trials, you're not going to see the best. And I don't think he wants to show the best. But out there right now, the number 11 of Evan Hinkle from Barberville, Kentucky, with Smith Guttering and Siding, Keltner's Contracting, Smith Sealing, and Newton Cattle Farms with that Longhorn chassis and Hendren race engine.
Also on the track, rookie Kenny Haight, Benton, Louisiana, Hot Lap Heroes, Crow Trucking, Tintec Seamless Gutters, iRacing, iFlag, Marco's, Moose Ranch, Hair Care, and Tire Center. Masterbuilt race car there for that 46 machine as he'll jump to the top of the charts. As Evan Hinkle also up towards the top of the charts here of the two drivers. He'll be the second fastest here early in this one.
Also out there, one of our top 5 drivers in the standings, Brandon Marlowe from Benton, Missouri, with that Hot Laps Heroes Racing and Tintec Seamless Guttering and Crow Trucking sponsored car, and Capital Race Car engine, or chassis and custom race engine there on the inside. See what lap time he can put down.
So Marlowe second fastest here during this hot lap session. Marlowe will shoot to the top of the charts at 12:28. He just continues to improve. So a good lap there for Brandon Marlowe. As now it's going to be that 64 of Kendrick Higgs out there on the track. He's had some great runs this year. Run up front, kind of shuffled through the field, as we've had a lot of movement throughout our field during those feature events. Also out on the track is that former Pro Late Model Dirt Series feature winner, Aiden Young from Dalton, New Hampshire. Young Gun Creations, the Farmyard Store, Gambler Motorsports. That's a Longhorn chassis he's wheeling around there.
Yep, looking to see what times they put down. Still fastest for Marlowe, then Hayton Hinkle.
Aiden Young third fastest at 12:51. Hicks fifth fastest at 12:61. Aiden Young will complete his lap in that 69 machine. Now out on the track, that 22 of Brandon Bender. Minford, Ohio, B&B Bates. Combs Cuts, that's a Rocket XR1 chassis. That's a blue Rocket.
Better. Let's not waffle around anymore, as it looks like we still got Marlowe and Haight, your top ones right now. A little bit of a shake-up there for Benefield. Benefield joining us from Huntsville, Alabama, with Dylan Perry Racing, Foskey Illustrations, Rapid Race Graphics, Huffman Tire, and many more in that Bob Pierce race car chassis and Phantom race engine.
So Bender sixth fastest at 12:62. Benefield seventh fastest at 12:86. Is now that 28 machine of Brandon Combs out on the track. Brandon Combs from Cincinnati, Ohio. That's a big pimpin' race car by Perry. Super Dirt Car Series, Chip Banger Racing, B&B Custom Baits, Combs Cuts, GFP, Extreme eSpeed TV on the side of that 28 hot rod. As the 8th driver of 14 out on the track here for Houston Guttering time trials, it's still Brandon Marlowe, Haight Young, as you see Combs gets up into that outside wall.
Numbers are kind of funny. You, if I remember right, are the 8th child of 14.
Feels like it sometimes. As you can see, Combs up around the outside there. Backstretch does have that area that jets out. As we go zoomed out, you'll be able to see here as Combs makes his way around. He will end up second fastest. So on the backstretch, there's a little break in the wall in front of the pit grandstands back there, as we've got 8 down, 6 to go.
That's right, and we'll have the 51, a good up-close look there of Jacob Lassiter, one of our OG drivers to the series from Dresden, Tennessee, with Team Hot Laps Heroes, Larson Logistics, Crow Trucking, and Tintec. That Rayburn race car chassis and custom race engines on the inside.
Also on the track, that one machine, that's Colin Voiles from Decatur, Illinois. That's Trimbley and Sons Concrete Building Systems of Illinois. Rich DPC, Vortex Wraps Logitech Longhorn chassis, and a Vic Hill race engine. As Jacob Lassiter, 6th fastest, that's a 12:60 on his first lap. Colin Voiles, 10th fastest, a 12:91.
As Lassiter jumps up with a 12.48 just in front of Kenny Haight, which he will love to see. Oh, and Voiles, a little bit of a jump over Benefield, putting down 12.77, so still small handful of drivers to go. Lassiter, a little bump into Andy. Ooh, Voiles jumps up again with a 12.47.
As next is that 52, a rookie of Hayden Swanee from Chatsworth, Georgia. That's a DPR Chipbanger Racing Twisted Race Engines, Dirt Chasers Media, Custom Ink Concepts, AK Custom Creations. Also on the tracks, that's 75.
That's right, 75 of Andy Piercefield from Ball Ground, Georgia with Extreme eSpeed TV, Evans Air Conditioning and Plumbing, Arizona Sport Shirts, and Piercefield Media Group with that Masterbuilt race car.
Swanee out there, 10th fastest at 12:66. Andy Piercefield will improve, 12:92 on his second lap. Shout out to the Evans crew down there in Port St. Lucie, Florida, as he will complete his lap. And like that, we've got 3 cars to go, including that P7 machine of Dylan Perry.
That's right, Dylan Perry, the 2022 and 2023 champion from Ringgold, Georgia. Evans Air Conditioning, Extreme eSpeed TV, Piercefield Media Group, CVR Race Car, Rapid Race Graphics, and many, many more partners. And you'll see why tonight, most likely. CVR Race Car chassis and Phantom Race engine on the inside, looking to get even closer to 30 series wins here, and I think he can do it this year.
Also on the track is the director. It is the 3 machine of Cody Early from Greenville, Tennessee, Bass Pro Shop, Schaefer's Race Oil, Hoosier Racing Tires, Oakley Sunglasses, Bowman Designs. Dylan Perry, 2nd fastest at 12:28. Cody Early, 12th fastest at 12:67.
Man, that machine is looking fast. It's 12.27 fastest time, and you can see it there as Early, still 11th fastest with a 12.62.
So Dylan Perry will complete his lap. We did have one more car unload right before Houston Guttering time trials. Is the Jason Crow machine. He's out there now into the center of the track, ready to go. He's a rookie from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Hot Lap Heroes Crow Trucking, Longhorn chassis from the land of Walmart there in Arkansas. As he'll make his final lap, 15th car of the night. He'll try to top Dylan Perry and knock him off for quick time here at Kokomo Speedway.
Let's see if he can improve here. And he'll jump up to 5th with his first time by 12.47.
As he will end up 5th fastest at 12:48. And that will bring an end to Houston Guttering time trials. It's going to be Dylan Perry, your quick time here from Kokomo. And with that, we'll prepare for our carrier heat races coming up next. And you know, Adam, it's going to be interesting to see what drivers have been in their cars since our last race in March, and the drivers that maybe haven't been in that rig in a while.
Yeah, I think you saw that pretty clearly in Houston Guttering time trials. Who needs to spend a little more time in the rig and less time at their day job, quite honestly. But who am I to say? It looks like we're ready for carrier heat race number 1. And it'll be led by a guy who clearly is good at whatever job he does. Dylan Perry and Colin Boyle side by side with him. Row 2 of Kenny Haight and Evan Hinkle with Hayden Swaney in row 3.
Lined up here on the front stretch at Kokomo. As 8 laps will make up each carrier heat race. 5 cars in each heat race, it appears, with 15 cars. If my public school math does me right, that means 3 carrier heat races coming up.
Putting Ionia on the map with that logic.
So Dylan Perry, Colin Voiles will set the night off with fireworks here. We'll see if there is any pyrotechnics here tonight at Kokomo. Little brother Andy always likes to surprise us with some fireworks for the feature event. As they'll come out of turn number 4, carrier heat race will get started. Green flag waves. Dylan Perry, Colin Voiles take us off to racing action at Kokomo.
A heck of a start there. He's got Voiles on his inside, and we'll see if he can get any ground. But as we saw, it's been Perry locked in. You can tell he's kind of missed the month off of racing his Haiti. I'm not sure they're going to have enough juice to catch Perry, who just looks like he's kind of floating. It's incredible right now. And Hinkle and Haight, they continue to swap back and forth.
Hinkle and Haight still going at it as they go through the corner. Now there's Swanee. He wants to take a peek. He thinks the better of it, falls back in line.
Meanwhile, in another time zone, you've got Dylan Perry just flying right now. Beautiful view right there. Little brother Andy, I know, a little nervous. He was working on some of the trucks earlier this week. He could probably be on a pit crew from what I've heard. I know he's, it's been a rough week for him. Could probably add pest control with the roach infestation he was dealing with here at the track.
As they come to 2 to go, you gotta know Dylan Perry loves that gap he has between he and Colin Voiles. Hinkle settle in 3rd there now, Haight into 4th, but out front, coming to the white flag, it is that P7. It is Dylan Perry taking one more lap around here in carrier heat race number 1.
Less than a lap to go. He is flying towards that checkered flag, and a full crowd gets to see carrier heat race number 1 go to Dylan Perry. And we are having some trouble bringing you the starting grid for this one, but it will be Brandon Marlowe and Jason Crow in the first row, second row of Aiden Young and Kendrick Hicks, and Tyler Benefield in row 3.
So Brandon Marlowe, Jason Crow on that front row here in carrier heat race numero 2. 5 more cars here set to make up that starting lineup for our 60-lap feature event.
Just the appetizer for a great meal we're about to have tonight. Just about ready to go green now.
Green flag waves, back to racing action. 8 more laps here around Kokomo. as Crow holding onto that outside line. We didn't see that inside line come in there during Carrier Heat Race number 1, Adam, and I know we've said it all season long. You've got to expect Dylan Perry to probably jump down there to try to make it come in sooner than later during that 60-lap feature event.
Yeah, and the 69 of Aiden Young trying to get that bottom line to work right now, and he had a little bit of momentum but lost it upon the exit. So Crow and Marlowe, strong run right now, but really it's Hicks and Marlowe who may have the best shot of swapping spots as Aiden Young continues to ride that line down there. I don't think he's I kind of actually commend him for just kind of trying the new things right now. Look at that. I mean, you just see up close how close they get to that wall. It's kicking dirt up to the front row of the crowd, and you're in the splash zone right there.
Through 3 and 4, you can see that line down off the wall, but then you can see down in 1 and 2, much closer to the wall, about midway through the corner, right there where it says Kokomo USA. Some guys getting up into the wall there as we're coming to 2 to go. Jason Crow in control of this one. Marlowe second, Hicks third, Young fourth, Benefield rounding out your top 5.
So Crow will take us to the white flag here in a moment. You get Marlowe inching a little closer, but he's going to have to make a move quick. Otherwise, wait for the main event for a little bit of revenge. And the checker will come out here in a moment.
Marlowe will give it one last go through 3 and 4. It's not enough. Jason Crow, your winner. Marlowe second, Hicks third. As heat race number 2 comes to an end, we'll move on to now Carrier heat race number 3.
And Carrier heat race number 3 will be the final one for tonight. And it'll be Brandon Combs and Jacob Laster on the front row. Second row of Cody Early and Brandon Bender with Andy Piercefield in row 3.
They did ride-alongs for kids here at Kokomo earlier. Little Joey Garrison won. Got to ride around on the 75 machine with Andy Piercefield. Always cool to see. And our third Carrier heat race here will set the field for that feature event. We'll see if we have a last chance showdown presented by Combs Cuts tonight.
Yeah, I know this was one of Joey's big bucket list items. Something we were trying to make come true for him after what he's been dealing with. A lot of in and outs of the medical center. But we're thinking of you, Joey. We're glad you're watching from Memphis tonight. And hope that cream works.
So 2x2, they'll get ready to go. Combs, Lassiter on that front row. Green flag waves, back to racing action. Brandon Combs will slide up quickly as he gets through 1 and 2. Cody Early now down to the inside of Lassiter. It's a 3-car battle as they head off into turn number 3.
Man, Cody getting aggressive and almost a Lassiter sandwich there, but Combs still able to hug that outside lane, which is the preferred one so far tonight, but continued battling back and forth for Lassiter and Early.
Early using that inside line, unable to. He'll fall back in line now, move up the track as he's got Bender behind him, still trying to make that line come in. As we said, that inside line is going to come in at some point during that 60-lap feature event, and someone's going to make it work. So halfway, now past halfway, 3 laps to go. Great 2-car battle up front. It's Brandon Combs, Jacob Lassiter. Lassiter will move to the inside. He'll complete the pass. Combs looks to cross him over in 3 and 4.
And once again, the crisscross is a diving. Combs cannot get the grip, and Lassiter will take it right back as we are quickly approaching the white flag.
Racy up front as the white flag waves. Combs and Lassiter continue to trade it back and forth. Lassiter will give it one more go through 3 and 4. He'll complete the pass. Here comes Combs. It's Combs at the line!
Wow!
Just in front of Lassiter. And Lassiter will win Carrier Heat Race number 3. As we will have that Combs Cuts Last Chance Showdown. And they're going to line up like this.
Swaney, Benefield, Piercefield. Your top 3 for the Rain Dodgers 60. Combs Cut. Oh, Last Chance Showdown.
So 12 laps will make up this. Of course, these 3 cars will start at the tail end of that feature event here tonight. It's our 5th place finishers from each Carrier Heat Race. Swanee, Benefield, and Piercefield. So 2 rookies and longtime Pro Late Model Dirt Series driver Andy Piercefield. As we head back to racing action, 12 laps this next time by as they go down the backstretch. There's the pace truck in the infield. Out of turn number 4, green flag will wave, and we're back to racing action here at Kokomo Speedway.
Ooh, good dive in there from Benefield. Takes it from Swaney. Swaney not going to give up easily. He's got that, what's been the preferred lane, but I'll tell you what, he's doing a great job blocking right there, and that can only benefit a guy like Andy Piercefield if he's able to keep the pace right there. Oh, that's a very oh, there goes the fender.
Benefield will keep it going. Swanee settles into second now. Andy Piercefield in the 3rd spot. As we've got 10 laps to go, you can see Benefield still trying to search on the track where his preferred line is. Swanee there up along that outside wall. Benefield still using that inside line here now with 9 laps to go.
Well, yeah, Benefield is working with less weight on the car with a good portion of it just completely removed. But it's working aerodynamically, I guess, because he's actually kind of gaining more cushion, but he's certainly coming close to those tires on the infield.
So Benefield continues to lead. Moved up slightly there to the middle line. Swanee able to close the gap a little bit on the entrance to the corner, but nothing as of substance here. 5 laps to go. As Benefield looking to pick up a last chance showdown victory here tonight. 4 laps to go now as they continue to wear this track in, and that's what we're going to have here as we head towards that 60-lap feature event here tonight.
You got to think when we do get to that main event, the sun will have set. You can tell it's spring/summertime because it has been the longest sunset, I feel like, tonight, but it's finally out of the driver's eyes, which is nice as we get closer to pulling out that white flag. Benefield, even without that right left, front left, sorry, went to public school, able to 1 lap away from take this away.
Swanee trying to close the gap on him. He will as they head off into turn number 3. Benefield gets a little out of sorts. Swanee will have the outside. Oh, contact!
Oh! Not good. He's just beating up every part of his car right now, but he takes it. Benefield, your last chance showdown. Oh! A bump there for Swanee, and he immediately removes himself.
So with that, we will head on to our pre-race portion of the night. We've got drivers meeting coming up next, but for us here at Extreme eSpeed TV, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have pre-race festivities here from Kokomo Speedway.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
This is the premier podcast for late model dirt track racing. This is Forward Bite, hosted by superfan and actual know-it-all Kyle Armstrong on the Speed Sport Podcast Network.
Welcome back to another edition of the Forward Bite Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Armstrong.
Dyer Trucking in Mohawk, Tennessee is family owned and operated, and their main goal is to always please their customers and deliver their freight in a timely manner. If you need it hauled and you're in East Tennessee, the number you need is 423-393-4229. That's 423-393-4229. Dyer Trucking's also on Facebook. Pick up the phone and give Brad and his family a call today. Dyer Trucking. If you need it, they can get it. Find them on Facebook.
Welcome back to Kokomo Speedway. We'll now throw it down to public address announcer for tonight's national anthem. And with that, we'll take one more commercial break before tonight's feature event. And with that, welcome back to Kokomo Speedway. You're watching Extreme eSpeed TV here for the Rain Dodger 60 as pre-race festivities have come to a close. They just finished up with their drivers meeting, Adam, and they are about to start lining up for tonight's feature event. And I think you have our starting lineup.
That's right, I do. And your starting lineup for the Rain Dodger 60 includes the current points leader up top, Dylan Perry, side by side with Jason Crow. Row 2 will be Brandon Combs and Colin Boyles. Row 3, Brandon Marlowe and Jacob Lassner, with row 4 of Evan Hinkle and Kendrick Hicks. Row 5, rounding out the top 10, will be Cody Early and Kenny Haight. Row 6, Aiden Young and Brandon Bender. Row 7, Tyler Benefield and Hayden Swaney. And Andy Piercefield rounding off the rear, starting 15th.
So starting lineup set and ready to go. 15 cars make up our field here tonight. 60 laps is what we will do. Jason Crow, who just barely got here in time, unloaded for Houston Guttering time trials while they were happening, will line up outside front row. Brandon Combs in row number 2 alongside Colin Boyles. Got Aiden Young starting back there 13th. Kenny Haight back there in 9th. So some guys back further in the field that'll be fun to see if they can make their way up towards the front. Flagman has that green flag up and ready. As they work out of turn number 4, the green flag will drop, and the Rain Dodger 60 is green from Kokomo. Just like we talked about, Adam, you can see Dylan Perry, Brandon Combs down there to the inside as they go through 1. Combs will stay down there. He'll slide up in front of Dylan Perry. Perry will have to scrape the wall, and it will stay green and clean.
That green and clean. A lot like the feedback I got from my last doctor's appointment, but I'll tell you what, right now, Combs and Perry, just so methodical, surgical, quite honestly. Oh, Crow almost gets into the back there of Perry. But he's kind of battling for position right now. He's the high line, low line of Brandon Marlowe. And they're kind of slipping and sliding all around that track right now, and really a race that, if it plays this way, could move pretty dang quickly, as these guys are given a lot of space, but those cars are pretty slippery right now.
Marlowe sticking down to the inside. Hicks back there in the 7th position as well. Everyone else in the top 10 moving up, as now Hinkle will move down through 3 and 4. Great battle back in the pack. Haight in the middle of that sandwich. Lassiter to his right. Benefield was to his left, as they'll drop back and sort things out. But great racing throughout the field here at Kokomo, 6 laps in.
Great racing indeed. A little bit of a spinning of the tires there from Benefield, staying in front of Kenny Haight. Now on the outside, you've got Lassiter working hard, but first caution of the night comes out.
That was Hayden Swanee. You can see the damage to his machine in that work area. So first caution here on lap number 8. So we'll line them back up. Of course, you can get your lap back the first half. So the first 30 laps, any caution that happens, there will be a wave around. And of course, Hayden, caution laps do not count, so he won't lose a lap here as long as he gets back out on time. It's a hard hit for him. He's taking the toe around, so he might not be able to clear this before we go back to green.
So they're still working it out right now. Reshuffling the deck, making sure everyone's in their correct spot.
So Dylan Perry, Brandon Combs, Jason Crow, your top 3 here at Kokomo.
I want to give you a heads up, everyone, about the rest of May's action this month, May 15th. So a couple weeks from now, you'll have the 2nd annual Farmland 50 from Lincoln Speedway. Then a week after that, we've got the 5th annual Freedom 100 from Lernerville. Then a couple of races in June, including June 12th, 3rd annual Show Me State 100 from Lucas Oil Speedway. Then a couple weeks after that, rounding out the action in June with the 3rd annual USA 75 from Cedar Lake Speedway. So, man, some heavy hitters in the rotation between Lincoln, Lernerville, Lucas Oil, and Cedar Lake. As they go back to green right now, Dylan Perry still holds that lead. You have a surging Brandon Combs trying to take the inside. He takes it for the moment. Oh, almost like he hit the brakes or something. And that, oh my goodness, look at that gap. Oh, caution comes out.
Looking through a bunch of cars checked up there at the back of the field. Not sure exactly what happened there. Second caution of the night does come out here on lap number 9, though, as we'll get them lined back up. It's Hayden Swanee back out on the track in that 15th position.
And as always, as you're doing right now, you can catch all the action in May, June, and beyond on Extreme eSpeed TV. There's a sold-out crowd in person right now from Kokomo, and I think it's almost a standing room only point right now.
So Dylan Perry still leading this one from the get-go. Jason Crow moved into that 2nd position on that last restart. Brandon Marlowe now 3rd, Colin Boyles 4th, Evan Hinkle in 5th. As we look to get back into our rhythm here, as they'll line back up, pace truck pulls on off. We'll go back to green this next time by.
Side by side, they hit the green, hit the gas, and we are back from Kokomo. 10 laps in right now. Dylan Perry still holding strong. Even with the surging drivers behind them. It's almost like they can get past Perry, but they can't just hold that grip, and he's just got what the others don't have right now, and he's at least staying consistent. 20% of the way through this race right now. See how long we can stay green. If we get a long green flag run, we could get to that point with the speed that Dylan Perry has where, you could see him almost, overtake the, and maybe get some lap traffic involved. So right now, fairly spread out. Your hard charger at the moment. Well, we got two right now. You got Brandon Bender in 7th and Tyler Benefield in 8th, both up 5 spots from where they started. So they're kind of moving in a pack, I guess. Really, the only one that's dropped a lot is Brandon Combs, who's down right now 12 spots, and then Jacob Lassiter down 7. So some healthy movement. There's a lot going on in that 8th place spot. A couple of drivers now multiple laps down, that being, it looks like at least Combs for now.
Great race here between Cody Early and Tyler Benefield. That's for the 8th position. Benefield up 4 spots, now up 5 from his starting spots. He'll slide up in front of that 3 of Cody Early. Aiden Young watching from the 10th position. Aiden Young now getting under attack from Kenny Hagee. Haight looking to move up into the top 10. Swanee looking to the inside of Lassiter. Lassiter back there in 12th at this point. This Cody Early battle is the closest one. You see Cody Early getting to the wall there a little bit. We're a third of the way through, working lap number 20. Cody will be able to take over that spot. Now he'll look to the inside of Brandon Bender, try to pick up a spot now here. Really racy, middle of the field. Closest battle on the track. As up front, it's still Dylan Perry. He's able to separate from Jason Crow. You did see the tail end of the field there. That's Andy Piercefield in 14th up ahead.
Yeah, and if Dylan Perry is able to, stay ahead and pick up a win, it'll be his 6th on the season. Double the next closest of the 3 that Brandon Combs have, and more importantly for him in that championship point standings battle, he's already 159 points ahead of the 2nd place driver. This would just put him further ahead.
Marlowe down there to the inside. He's trying to make that inside line work. As you can see, he's the only one really in the top 8 there right now that's trying to go down there. He's continuing to work it in, working now lap number 25. So just 5 laps away from the halfway point here. Dylan Perry still out front. That Brandon Bender, Cody Early, Tyler Benefield, Aiden Young battle. Still the closest battle on the track. That's from 7th on back. Good run for Cody Early here tonight, running in that 7th position. He got out of this mess and is trying to check out with them still doing a 3-way battle for the 8th position. You can see the top 6 though able to break away from this battle, including the front of the field here. Marlowe still down to the inside as Dylan Perry continues to lead, working lap number 29. That will bring up our halfway cross sticks this time by. As we are halfway here in this Rain Dodger 60 from Kokomo Speedway. Dylan Perry coming up to the back of Andy Piercefield there. Andy Piercefield moves down to the inside. He'll go a lap down now with Jason Crow trying to gain, but obviously through that first lapped car quickly. Kenny Haight and Swanee up ahead. They are racing side by side, so that lap traffic could get a little trickier for Dylan Perry here coming soon.
Yeah, and selfishly, I love this green flag run because when you get that lap traffic involved, there's no one who can navigate it quite like Dylan Perry. And I guess the reason you can say that is because he's done it more than anyone else, right? So we're more than halfway through this one. You've had a lot of the drivers kind of spread out, and so I guess the next question for these guys who are trying to pick up spots is, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to try to actually pick up these spots? Because there's almost enough spacing where these guys could pretty much have a clean run to the end. If they're happy with that, great. But I think you got a lot of hungry drivers who want to improve, and at the same thing, they want to avoid the guys behind them from catching up. So something's got to give as we approach about the 2/3 of the way through this race.
You can see Colin Boyles close that gap on Jason Crow. This is a battle on the track for the second position. Kendrick Hicks now enters as well, as he's in fourth, so three-way battle here from second. As you see Dylan Perry up ahead working the Swanee machine that's in the 13th position right now. With only 24 laps to go, so the laps ticking away quickly here. 13-second laps here at Kokomo Speedway still. Up about a second from where they started. Dylan Perry gets into the wall a little bit there. Swanee will battle back for a moment before Dylan Perry's able to clear him. They'll go through. Oh, a tire!
Oh, a tire!
And it is Cody early in the wall. He'll stop on the front stretch, bring out that caution. A good run he was having, as now he will have to go to that work area. Tire flying across the track.
Yeah, and that's a big fear for one of our buddies, Joseph, who brought it up earlier today. It was kind of a big fear. His Leadfoot Larry just floors it out there and almost takes his own tires off. But I think there were some. We're in a city that has gambling. I think there's a sports book outside the concession stand, and it was good odds if you wanted to take it that a tire would fly off. So cash those tickets, folks. It's the race director, Cody Early, now. And we're not, hopefully he's not involved in this. We saw what happened in the NBA. We don't need guys with insider trading, all right? But I don't think he would have done that on purpose. It was a decent night for Cody Early, turning sour quickly in the rain Dodger 60. He couldn't dodge that caution. So it'll be Perry still up front. We'll see if that's just a quick repair needed for Cody Early, nonetheless, to get him off the track for the moment, down 5 spots from where he started. And this could be a pretty quick caution. It looks like they are going back to green now. After our third caution of the night, there'll be 21 laps to go from Kokomo. And it's a little bit of some follow the leader right now, as that lower lane's just not working at the moment. Boyles flip-flops with Hicks. Marlowe jumps in front of Boyles and then loses that spot right back, and it's a little clustered there. Everyone behind Perry.
Crow has Marlowe to the inside. Oh, car up into the wall. The Colin Boyles machine will stay green here. Under 20 laps to go. You can see Dylan Perry's checked out, and then Crow starts that gaggle of cars, and there's Colin Boyles bringing out the caution there at the exit of turn number 4 for our 4th caution of the night, and 18 laps to go.
Yeah, not exactly sure how that one came about, but you're starting to see some fatigue maybe with some of these drivers. This isn't like one of our 100-lappers.
So we'll line them back up here as the laps are counting down. Dylan Perry's led this one from the start so far. Jason Crow settled right there in second a majority of this one, with Brandon Marlowe in the top 3 all night long as well. So 2x2 will get ready to go. Here, Dylan Perry will gun it, break off. There's 2x2 behind him.
Yeah, you got Marlowe continuing to try to make that lower lane work, and I'll give him credit. He's been committed, and he hasn't lost a lot of spots tonight, as he's now second.
Great view from the drone. As you can see, 5-car battle here from second on back. Marlowe and Aiden Young to the inside. Then you have Hicks, Crow, and Lassiter. Lassiter was running 12th about half a race ago. Now moving up into the top 5 as now he'll look to move around Marlowe, who's been unable to make that inside line work here with now 15 laps to go.
Well, we're getting a good look there at the 64 Hicks, who's just up 5 spots from where he began, and let's see if he can get up one more spot. But arguably, oh, that is not going to help. Into the wall. That might bring out a caution. It looks like
tire.
Oh, another tire. Another tire.
As that will not turn, he'll get up into that outside wall now. Continuing to try to go though, the guts, and you can see his right front tire gone, can't turn into the work area, so he'll stop there at the exit of turn number 1, bring that caution out.
Yeah, kind of a tough spot to be in. You never want to be the reason the caution comes out, but not much he could do. Probably not much he could really turn on there as he finally gets to the infield in that pit area. And we're approaching, white knuckle driving time at this point. We've lost, I think the tire counter's got us up to 2 now that we've lost. Even a fender, and might have been one of the heat races, I think it was.
A dozen laps to go now. It's the flag man ready to go. Flag up and ready. Good. So Dylan Perry, Jason Crow, that front row remaining consistent. Lassiter now up in the top 3 there as well. Marlowe will have to restart in that outside line now. First time he's been able to restart up there. See if he'll move up there to try to gain some positions as he'll look to the outside of Lassiter following Jason Crow through.
Perry just on another level tonight.
Crow holding on to that second position. Marlowe right on his bumper coming out of turn number 4. Lassiter now slides up, gives up that inside position. It's Aiden Young, the first car down to the inside.
And what's interesting is, coming into this a prime example of why it matters to qualify well and do well in the heat races is you look at a guy like Brandon Bender, up 3 spots right now. Yes, he'll probably finish in the top 10, sitting 9th, now 10th, and this is a guy who came in 6th tonight with a chance to climb up. Same thing with Brandon Combs. Going to lose a lot of ground tonight. I don't even think he's on the track at the moment. So all this is doing is benefiting Dylan Perry if he can just hit his marks with 6 laps and change to go.
Great battle for the second position as Crow jumped down to the inside. Marlowe was able to get to his outside. They'll connect on the turn 4 exit. Marlowe will try to pull a slide job on second now as Crow will cross it back over to the inside through 3 and 4. Now Lassiter enters his name into the hat for the second position now too. Crow will settle into that 3rd position now as Lassiter comes to his inside down the backstretch. And there's Evan Hinkle, a good run for him into the top 5. Single file all the way around this one. Up front, Dylan Perry, still your leader. You can see the gap that he's been able to put on the field just since this last restart. 2 laps to go. 1 more lap around here will get us to that white flag, which will mean final lap and final flag will be the checkered. We are in the clear. Dylan Perry takes the white flag. 1 more lap around this Kokomo Speedway. through 3 and 4. A dominating performance for the former champion. 6th win of the year. It's Dylan Perry. Brandon Marlowe 2nd. Jason Crow in 3rd. Evan Hinkle in 5th. Jacob Lassiter will end up in the 4th position. As it's Dylan Perry again. His 26th victory here in the Pro Late Model Dirt Series, extending his series record, as he will join us here shortly. Top 3 drivers, Brandon Marlowe, Jason Crow joining us as well, as they get them parked there on the front stretch in front of this great crowd. Your unofficial lineup over to the left. And we will get started with our 2nd place driver, Adam. You've got Brandon Marlowe.
That's right, Brandon Marlowe finishing 3 spots up from where he started. And Brandon, not only did you move up in in the race, but in the point standings behind Brandon Combs, who finished behind you, and Dylan Perry obviously picking up the win. You still gained some ground in a sense. How are you feeling after that one?
It was a good race, just being able to hang on and put it on the podium, always happy with that. It's going to be hard to, do anything with Perry or Combs in the points, but, just keep plugging away at it and see what happens.
Did you feel like, when you talk about the feel of your car tonight, the feel of the track tonight, did you feel like there would be any amount of laps where you'd be able to catch Perry, or was he just maybe a little too quick for some of the field tonight?
I just kept trying, hoping the bottom would come in. This is the first race I've ran with the tires pushed out. So I was just, hoping the bottom would eventually come in and the top would go away, but it just didn't happen. So there at the end, just had to, that last restart when I restarted on the outside, just had to go with that. Just, hope for the best finish possible.
Awesome. Well, you're, like you said, still moving up in the standings, at least getting some added points. That's all you can ask for. So before we head to second annual Farmland 50 at Lincoln Speedway, I want to give you a chance to shout out those partners.
I just got to give a shout out to all the Hot Lap Hero guys. Had 3 of the top 5 tonight. So that's definitely a good night. Just help from those guys practicing, getting ready for these races with the fixed setup, how the track changes and everything. Shout out to Kenny for the wrap on the car, Cody for everything he does putting the league on, and you guys always doing a great job on the broadcast.
Awesome. Well, thanks, and hopefully get to talk to you again soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
That's Brandon Marlowe, our 2nd place finisher. Now joining us is our 3rd place finisher, Jason Crow. Jason, great run there tonight. You got stuck in that top 3 group all night. Walk us through your evening to a 3rd place finish.
Oh man, just had a good heat race and was able to start on the front row. That sets you up for everything really. But then we got going and Perry set a pretty good pace there for a little bit, and then we kind of slowed up a little bit because we went along pretty good while without a caution, and then I had company, so I had to push it, and man, it just worked out that I was able to hang on to it. Marlowe snuck in there and took that 2nd place from me, but man, I'm happy. I was tickled to be in the top 3. I wasn't expecting that going into tonight. I didn't really get no practice.
Well, you had plenty of chances to go through those restarts, and for the most part, you restarted there on the outside of row number 1 most of the night. What were you trying to do, and did it ever creep into your mind that maybe Dylan would open the door for a chance for you to make a move on him?
Man, I didn't think. If anything, I thought maybe he would get hung up into the wall because it was just it's a very fine line of getting in that corner too hard on either end, and I was kind of hoping he might get into the wall and give me a chance to squeeze up there, but he don't really make many mistakes.
Well, it was a great night for you there. Come home third tonight. Who are those sponsors and those folks you want to give a shout out to?
Hot Lap Heroes, Marco's Moose Ranch, Tech Guttering, Crow Trucking. Yeah, man, that's about it. I'm sure there's more, but I can't think of them all right now.
Well, great run, Jason. Hopefully we get the chance to talk to you again soon.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Jason Crow, our third place finisher tonight. And now we'll throw it down to victory laying. Adam Johnson, you've got our winner, Dylan Perry.
Yeah, after a month off, good to get back in the booth with Perry after another win. And Dylan, you just felt like your car was floating a little faster than the guys around you. What was working for you tonight?
Honestly, I don't really have the slightest clue why the cards fell in my favor tonight, but this was just one of those races where whenever you're about halfway through the show, you know whether it's your night or not, and everything just kind of fell into place, and it was just a good race for me.
Yeah, coming from the driver's perspective, was this one kind of driving the way you expected it? Was it any different than your past iterations and visits you've had with Kokomo?
Well, tonight it seemed like they pushed the tires out a little bit further than normal, and I feel like that kind of hurt the racing a little bit because we weren't able to get around the bottom and kind of race pretty hard and too wide, and we had to use up the middle a little bit more. But overall, I mean, coming into Kokomo, you kind of expect to go ahead and brace up that right rear a little bit and hope you don't knock it off within the first 10 laps and just drive with everything you got.
Well, you put more padding into that point standings lead, and before we head on out, pack up, and head towards the second annual Farmland 50 at Lincoln, want to give you a chance to shout out those partners.
Yeah, first off, I got to thank everybody that helps me on the real race car. We were able to pick up a win Saturday night and a double feature night. We won the first one, ran second the second one. So that kind of helped build some confidence into this. But just everybody that helps me on that ordeal, I definitely couldn't do it without them. And then all the guys at CBR that helped me on the virtual side, they've been a tremendous help, and I don't think I could ever thank those guys enough. Also, Evans Air Conditioning, you guys over at Extreme eSpeed TV, Pierceville Media Group, CBR Race Cars, Harrison Automotive, CV Used Cars and Parts, Newt's Lawn Care, MSW Construction, SHP Mafia, Dirt Chasers, Coyote Media, Combs Cuts, B&B Custom Baits, BPRC, FHP, Goat Farm Posse, just everybody that helps me week in and week out that allows me to do what I just enjoy doing. I definitely couldn't do without them, and I can't thank them enough.
Awesome, man. We appreciate all the shout-outs every time and all the hard work you put in, and hope we get to talk to you again soon, Dylan.
Hopefully so.
Well, just like that, another race comes to an end here on the Pro Late Model Dirt Series on Extreme eSpeed TV. As always, we appreciate everyone that tuned in tonight, and we will see you in a couple weeks here as May's schedule continues on. As always, thank you for tuning in, thank you for listening, and we will see you at a racetrack soon.
This copyrighted broadcast of Extreme eSpeed TV Network is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without express written consent of the Extreme eSpeed TV Network is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast.